Yo, what's up? The real Nykel back in the building. On God, I have not been here in a while, and I usually say that, but I'm saying it again. I don't care. It's BLM. Fuck BLM now. It's BLM history year. On God, every single year, bro. I don't care. Don't even start with me. But I'm excited to be back for real. I was gonna come scream yesterday, and there's a lot of content that's been out and about and shit like that. But my dumb ass I didn't forget my password, but I locked myself out because I forgot where the fucking capital letters go. It don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. All right, just know I'm back in this bitch, and I didn't have to change my password. It don't. Hey, I'm the pimp right here. I ain't gonna cap, but this is what we're gonna do. All right. So yes, I saw that fucking Uncle Shannon Sharpe and Monique. They got a fucking interview. They have a podcast. I've been wanting to watch it. I saw it drop today, and I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and stream this. I've been avoiding it all day. I've been wanting to watch it, bro. I ain't gonna cap. I've been wanting to watch it like nothing. But I said, you know what? Let me be patient, and I'm just gonna stream probably like an hour or so of it. Just get my feedback and shit like that. So this is actually gonna be a genuine first time reaction and shit. And then while we're doing, I know you read the fucking title. We having a mukbang, and we're gonna do kind of a healthy-ish mukbang for me, 'cause I just came from the gym type shit. So, because I said healthy-ish, got my goddamn chicken and rice with a little bit of buffalo sauce. You know what I'm saying? That little Murray's. No, no, actually no, it's a Sweet Baby Ray's because they don't even sell Murray's no more. And I'm sorry because it's not as much buffalo sauce I would like. So I have to go to the store tomorrow and get it. But with that, I also got the oatmeal raisin cookies type shit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of a hoe for oatmeal raisins. You know what I'm saying? That no, sound light, sound light. And then also got the handy dandy motherfucking water bottle. You know what I'm saying? Got the whole gallon. You know what I'm saying? Stay healthy out here. Stay healthy. But hope everybody doing good for real. We about to go ahead and get this shit started. And I'm excited to get back to streaming for real. I missed y'all for real. As you see, there's been a whole lot that I've been watching. Here we go. There we go. This dumbass fucking.
Someone
There we
said
go.
Shannon Sharpe don't mess with black women.
My grandmother told me something when I was a little boy. She said, boy, never chase a lie.
Come on.
I got black kids.
That's what I said. I said that baby's
I got black keys, bro. Uncle Shay Shay, bro. Oh God.
black.
This kind of make me want to go ahead and get a drink for real, but I'm gonna be driving after this, so I can't do that.
Looking for a super offer on Super Bowl 58? DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into 200 instantly in bonus bets. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Shannon. New customers can bet $5 and get 200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58 with code Shannon. The crown is yours. Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. And the young lady that's stopping by for conversation and a drink today is one of the best loved comedians. She's one of the most decorated actors. She won an Oscar, a Golden Globe. She's a British Academy Film, Theater, and Arts Award. She's a Scripps Howard Guild winner. NAACP Image Award winner. She's been nominated for a Primetime Emmy and a Grammy. She's a talented host, executive producer, writer, and an author. A versatile entertainer, a famed Hollywood star, a powerful name in the industry, a veteran stand-up comedian, a mother, a wife, a legend. The one, the only, Monique.
Wow.
Okay, Auntie.
Wow. No one does
Did
that
that
better,
shit.
baby. Do it again.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon
Come on
Sharpe.
now, put them damn cards down and read all that again. Oh, brother, thank you.
When we
Thank you.
stop by, I want to toast you for your amazing, amazing career. Not only in front of the camera, but behind the camera and your stand up career. Monique, thanks for stopping by today.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Not for real. She needs to be applauded for her career because she's done a lot. She's been in the game since the early 2000s. Honestly, I think the early 1990s. Bro, and you hear all her accolades, bro. Like she deserves the praise. I'm drinking with him.
Shay Shay.
Thank you. Better drink some water for that.
Okay.
I'm drinking water now.
Yes, indeed. Let me just say this before we start. This right here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk right to the sisters. One sip, get you right there. Now I'm back to you, Shay. I'm back to you, baby. That's enough for me, baby. But oh, sisters, if you're trying to make up with your man, if you're trying to get pregnant, this right here, Shannon Sharpe, one sip, take care of all your woes. Ooh, baby, that thing right there. Okay.
Monique, when you hear everything that I read on the card, what goes through your mind when you hear that?
What goes through my mind when I hear you read that? I'm humbled by that. I'm grateful for that. I've been allowed to share a gift, because that's what it is. But when you start reading that, there's a part that says, who is he talking about? And there's another part that says, I'm grateful that I was able to put that work in to achieve those things, but all with humility.
You said we were talking off camera. You said, I want to get something. There's something I want to share with you, and I need to get it off my chest early.
Because that's why I'm looking at you now. Like, why are you going into that? Because I told you we could not talk till I dealt with you.
Okay, go
Listen,
ahead.
okay. So let me say this to you. The day I watched Skip Bayless lose himself with you, and that's what he did. He lost himself. And when I watched Skip Bayless say to you, put them goddamn glasses back on, boy. Now, I know he didn't say goddamn and boy, but that's what everybody heard. And I was waiting for you to snatch his ass across that table, baby, and give it to him. I was like, Shannon, this is the perfect time. I don't condone violence.
Right.
I don't say be violent. But that day, I was in my feelings for 2 days.
See, I'm not even into sports like that, but I remember seeing that shit. Now, honestly, it kind of made me pissed, bro, because a lot of people, like, they was going back and forth on an argument, obviously about sports, right? I it was I think it was about Shannon Sharpe's career. Um, because I guess he was explaining how he wouldn't compare to some other people or whatever. Frankly, I don't care. But in the gist of that, when he took off his glasses and Skip Bayless was like, "Man, put your glasses back on." That's a grown ass man. And also, he's way older than you. And look at them fucking biceps of his, bro. He could he could crush him with his handshake. But he didn't even care about that. You know what? Honestly, it was. I feel like Shannon Sharpe should have checked him, but I think Shannon Sharpe did it right by. I don't even say he let it slide, but handle it the way he did. That was very mature and not letting Skip Bayless get him out of character. Excuse me. That's why he's doing the things he's doing today. I applaud that. I applaud to be more not going off an emotion and more off of logic and not letting other people get me out of my character because when other people have control of your emotions, that's when you lose and they win.
Me and my grandbaby could not watch you for 2 days. And my husband had to say, Mama, let's talk about this. Look at Shannon Sharpe. He retired in 2004, but he could still get on that field and run touchdowns, tackles, everything. Had he snatched Skip Bayless across that table, he would have died in Shannon's arms that day.
Right.
So Brother Shay Shay handled that right. Now we can talk.
Shut that.
Okay? I just had to get that off of me because I know everybody around the world heard what I heard. No, he didn't say them words, but we heard it in his mind, and we was looking for you to say space and opportunity, Skip. Space and opportunity.
That's that B-more coming out of you.
You know what? That's your Aunt Mary coming out of me. That's your Aunt Mary coming out of me, baby.
I got an aunt named Mary Nell. Monique, you and her are a spitting image. I remember the very first time I saw you, and my sister and I, we were talking. And my sister looked at me, and I looked at her. I said, she's a spitting image of my Aunt Mary. And you are. You are. Hopefully, we're going to put pictures up when we run this. So, you're from Baltimore.
Yes.
And I read everything that I read. When you were growing up in Baltimore, what did a young man want to be?
Just what I'm doing right now, baby.
You dreamed of this.
Just when I tell you, Shannon, from a little girl, I always wanted to be famous
Okay.
because I saw the Jackson 5.
Okay.
And I saw people screaming for them and hollering. And I'm like, damn it, I want them to scream and holler for me, but I couldn't sing.
Right.
But I knew somewhere I was going to be famous.
Right.
So I prayed to the universe, just let me be famous. I didn't understand what all came with that. As a little girl,
Right.
you just see the lights, the glamour, the glitz, and you fall in love with that. So that little girl fell in love with the lights, the glamour, and the glitz. That little girl fell in love with a woman named Oprah Winfrey on a local talk show in Baltimore called People Are Talking. And when I looked at that woman, Shannon, I saw me. I saw a big woman with a big head, big shoulders, and big feet. And I said, if that woman can do that, so can I. So that's what that little girl was thinking about from Baltimore.
Are you the type person that if you see someone do something one time, that means it can be done again? Because you saw Oprah do it. You say, well, Oprah doing it, why can't Monique do it?
I think Oprah, when I saw her do it as a little girl, was a push. However, had I not seen Oprah, my dreams would have still been my dreams.
Okay.
But when you see somebody that's inside of that space, because how many big black women are on TV even now?
Correct.
So back then, you didn't see any big black women on TV that was doing it. So I think had I not seen her, I would have still wanted to do it. But seeing her, let me say, okay, it's possible. It's right there.
And that's one of the things where I like that mindset because a lot of people will be envious of seeing somebody um in that like shaped as them or whatever they see the similarities. That person making more money, have that more the a higher status. Excuse me. A lot of people would be they'd be envious because they have that ego let them get away like damn like that motherfucker's doing it why can't I do it I mean fuck that motherfucker he shouldn't be man he shouldn't be where I'm at I should be there I should be getting everything else but nah Monique had that realization of not really realization but she had the mindset of she's someone like me and that opens the door for me so that just makes me that motivates me to I know I can be there so that's what I'm gonna do and I think that's what a lot of people should have because being motivated by other people's successes is what helps other people become successful. Not being motivated by envy because if you're being envious, then you're doing something for false pretenses or you're doing something with negative a negative outlook and anything negative it's always gonna go bad. Maybe it may go right for a short period of time, but not man, fuck your text. I don't care. What text? But yeah. Uh
Right. What was Monique like as a little girl?
At the free Master Mentors live event, you'll
I
discover
ain't getting no
why
text from
the
you,
cannabis industry is one of the
Key.
fastest growing business sectors in America.
What you seeing right now, baby? Ain't nothing.
So you've always-
I just got. Listen, let me tell you something. A
Oh
lot of
shit,
people in
that
this
text.
industry don't like me, right?
Yeah.
They didn't like me as a little girl, Shannon. I'm so used to this shit. People didn't like me because I was gonna tell it. I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell on you. So what you seeing right now is the same thing you getting. They tried to fight my ass in the 12th grade, Shannon. They surrounded me, a group of them. Okay, wanted to fight on me. Why? Because I told the truth.
What you tell?
I told Andre that was not Lamar's baby because
Come on, Mom.
I
That ain't your place.
let me tell. Wait a minute, Sugar, you gonna calm yourself down? Okay. Do you see Shannon losing himself with that? You better back that up, Shannon. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a person for right.
Right.
Right. And if you tell me something and you say, Monique, I've done something.
I responded back.
But don't say nothing. Shannon, I'm gonna need you to
totally
fix
forgot you
that.
texted.
Because if you don't fix it, I'm gonna have to tell that because it's wrong. So when she tells me this is not his baby, but I'm gonna tell him it's his baby, I can't let you do that. That's not right. So what I stand for is right. And I think where we run into a problem in our
You already know what
community,
time it
in
is.
our group, we get
I'm
so
erasing
caught
time.
up, well, that's not your place, but
I
you
gotta put
see
this
wrong
down like on the
people,
ground or
right?
something because I keep
So
smelling the
when you see
buffalo
wrong
sauce.
happening, what you do? Do you just stand back and say, that ain't my business? Or do you look and say, well, I knew that wasn't his baby. Now the baby 21 years old and he's trying to find his father. What you gonna do?
See, I don't even know what she's talking about in this sense. Like, I don't. I mean, I don't know who she's talking about. But pretty much the premise of what I got from this this talk is essentially about whether you should mind your business of, around about stuff that you feel is right or wrong, or you should just leave it alone. My personal opinion, if it has to come with family and I know about it, I'd say it's none of my business. Frankly, if that person, whoever knows, I will let that individual know. Like, you need to tell them. You know, whenever time's right, you need to tell them. I don't go out of my way to tell them because it's not my business to tell. In my thing. Now, other people may have different opinions, but that's just mine. I feel like I think I think that if it doesn't have anything to do with me, if a person wanted that other person to know, they would let them know. But I would be on the moral side of where I would say, look, this is this is a secret that needs to be released because not only would that better relationship, it's something that I feel they need to know they need to know as an adult and to grow as a person. Ain't no telling what they're gonna do with that information, but they at least should have the right to know.
I'm asking you, what you gonna do?
Well, honestly, Monique, if somebody say, "Well, Shannon, I'm going to tell you
But
something, and I'm
this is
going
a
to tell you
buffing.
this
I
is
haven't had a goddamn.
confidentiality, and I don't want to go any
I'm ready to
further
cook in a
than me and
fat
you at
minute.
this table,"
Yes.
it stays with me, him, and the
Well,
table.
let me say this, because I'm going to go back and forth with your ass, okay? I would say before you tell me, did you hurt somebody?
Yeah, okay, yes.
Before you tell me, is this something that would make me question your character? Before you tell me, you got to be clear about what you get ready to tell me. Because if you're getting ready to tell me something and I know that you've done something wrong, I know that you're wrong, and I not say anything, that's why people are allowed to keep harming people for years to come. See Harvey Weinstein?
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of people that knew what was happening.
But it felt it wasn't their place.
It
It
wasn't their
wasn't them.
place. Right, until it becomes you. So I think the moment we get into a space, and I was in the 11th grade at the time,
Right.
okay? But when we get into a space where we say, listen, if I know you're doing wrong, and I take a position that's not my place, eventually you will succumb to what you support.
Now, after what she just said, how she formulated it, I agree with that. What she just described was the bystander effect. When somebody is, when a crime happens, right? And somebody is getting beat up or they're getting stabbed or murdered and somebody's screaming and the neighbors look out or other people are just around. They think that somebody else is gonna help. They think that somebody else is gonna help, but no one helps, and the person ends up dying or injured and stuff like that. That's really the bystander effect. When it's not happening to them, they think that somebody else is gonna do it. But I agree with that. But I still have my own stance on now. If it's something major like the Harvey Weinstein shit, I mean, somebody. I'm sure that other people have said shit, but probably not to the right people.
What was your relationship with the young
I bet
lady
it
that
smells good
told you
too.
this in confidentiality? Was
I
this
On
in,
God, I bet it
well,
smell good. I'm
honestly,
about to
I
have me
was in the
another one.
11th grade. Now I'm 56. But when she told me, I told her, I'm going to tell. See, I'm that. I'm going to tell him what you said. So we clear. I'm going to tell him what you said because that's not right.
oh my
Oh
goodness,
shit.
Mo.
See, I think
Also, one of my mindset that was also based off of family stuff as well. Family or close friends. Ain't no telling. Really, other people. I don't care about what other people's drama is and stuff like that because it has nothing to do with me. I like to focus on the people that I care about, essentially.
that's the problem that we're dealing with right now, Shannon.
Okay.
When we know something is wrong,
Bro, this is a button.
everything Cat
It's
Williams
so
so ever
good.
said,
Right.
we all know it to be the truth.
I can't stand how
However,
good
we
this
get
is.
so caught up in, well, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right.
Well, can you believe he said it? Or can you?
Or
When
it's the messenger.
It's the messenger, baby. We get so caught up in the messenger that we'll overlook the message.
Message. Yeah.
People have a hard time hearing.
That's why everybody hated Kevin Samuels, bro. They had a problem with how he said what he was saying, but they could never find any faults on what he was saying. They would always say, "Oh, it's your tone and how you say it." Same thing with Charleston White.
A 5'5" giant tell the truth. People have a hard time with a black woman over 200 pounds tell the truth because people that look like us, we should just be grateful we got invited to the party. We should just be grateful that someone paid us attention. I dealt with that my whole life. I've dealt with that. So when you get to a space where you say, listen, I want to be free.
You better go John Wick on them hoes. Somebody killed your dog.
I want to
Damn.
be free. I don't want to walk around intimidated, scared, fearful. What might happen? What they gonna say? What they gonna do? If it's your story and it's the truth, tell it. Because what you can do is be in a position to prevent it happening to someone else over and over and over again. So if I go back to the 11th grade with that sister who's no longer with us, rest her, with that sister, I would do that again. Because if you tell me something and we know it's wrong, but you're going to pin that on somebody else, is that right?
No, it's not right.
And what would your Aunt Mary do?
Man, Monique, I swear, Monique.
You're not answering my question. What would your Aunt Mary do?
Well, she gonna tell it because she's gonna tell anything anyway. So they probably know not to tell her.
But that's why you love Aunt Mary, because Aunt Mary kept it in check.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't want to tell her,
Right.
she was gonna tell that baby, you know that's not your daddy.
Right.
We're not gonna play like that. You love Aunt Mary.
I do. The uniqueness of your name, M-O hyphen. Most of the time, Monique is a singular. It's not M-O hyphen. What was that like? Because people say, oh, you trying to be different. You trying to be bougie. You know good well you spell your name Monique like everybody else spells Monique.
I do. That's my stage name. When I'm not on stage, my name is Monique. When I'm on stage, it's M-O-hyphen-N-I-Q-U-E. That's just entertainment.
Did you ever think about changing it to the hyphen?
No. On stage is one person. Off stage is somebody different. And sometimes
A lot of motherfuckers don't understand that, bro. People be having characters when they on podcasts or when they live streaming and shit like that. How they are on camera is not how they are in real life. Everyone changes up when they get on camera. You'll see that. On God. A lot of shit is scripted. Like the Aiden Ross shit, bro. That's why I didn't. I'm glad I didn't live stream that shit. I mean, I wasn't going to. It's gonna be a troll, but that shit is such a trick. That shit is so fucking fake, bro. Like that shit happened with both the 21 Savage and the fucking Cardi shit. He got finesse, and then a day later they cool, scripted. Come on now, nigga. If I got finessed on goddamn camera, bro, you not cool with me. I don't give a fuck how. Nah, bro.
we get the two mixed up.
Right.
On stage, I am an entertainer.
Right.
Off stage, I'm a wife, I'm a mommy, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm these different people, but I keep that stage on the stage.
How much of stage is actually Monique?
That's good, Shay. That's good. All of the stage is Monique, but there are certain things Monique's gonna say on stage that she wouldn't say off the stage. There are certain things on that stage, you know, there have been people that said, oh, she cussed so much. Oh, I'm a performer, I'm an entertainer, and I'm on stage. But no one will ever find an interview of me doing what I do on stage in an interview like I'm having with you. It's two different things.
Right. What type of student was Monique? I read that you were in, I don't know if this is the correct way, but you were in the class that...
The slower one.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a couple...
Say it, baby, now. I want you to
You
say
want me
it.
to...
Remedial.
How about this here?
Hey.
You got 2 naps, you had 2 recesses, and you stayed in the same class.
Okay, but I did not wear a helmet. Okay.
On God.
Now, since you want to go there, I did not have to wear that helmet, baby.
So,
Yes.
Mon, as I sit here with you today, you didn't all of a sudden become this advanced. Why were you in that class?
I'm not gonna play with you, Shannon. Okay, some of them damn words Cat was using, I was like, what? I said, oh, he's sucking it to him. You know, I never connected with school because I always felt like it wasn't adding up. So when you're trying to teach me about the Boston Tea Party, but people that look like me is at the bottom of the boat, I can't connect to what you're saying. I
And I would say even that is advanced, not how she said, because people want to learn about the stuff that really is connected to them and what they are associated with. But when there's a disconnect on what it's exactly like in elementary school how guys are being well, they all it's a plain environment, but the boys they seem to have ADHD because they're all running around and they're energetic. Women are more docile because that's how they're able to be more docile because of the biology. Little boys they have to be up and running around and stuff like that, but they be putting them on a medicine. You can't teach everybody the same thing the same way. There's different type of learning styles. I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah.
never connected to because I always felt like something was off. When they were teaching me about history, we were always the savages and we were always the bad people. And then you saw these white people be all the heroes. And as a little girl, I said, something's not adding up. So I don't look at that as a bad thing. I just didn't connect with it. It made no sense to me.
So you never had a problem with learning, but the disconnect was what they was teaching and what you actually saw. You like, what you teaching me is not what I actually see.
You know what, Shannon? It's a combination.
Okay.
It was a combination, okay? I wasn't grasping it and I didn't believe it. So it's a combination. And when you have a child that is full of energy and is sitting in a classroom that is closed in all day long and you're trying to tell me all that I'm not, it just did not add up to me. It just did not make sense to me. So there's no shame to it. When people say, was you in the soul class? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. You know, we colored.
So when you
Hey, baby, we colored. But don't overlook what you don't think is the package supposed to be.
right.
See, again, we come back to the messenger. Nobody thought that I would be. And I'll go to my family. Like nobody thought, not the fat one. She's not going to be the one. Not her. So I've been used to people doubting and counting me out. And for me, as that little girl, it's like one day, one day, one day. And that one day is right here.
Even your family. So how was your family? How was your brothers and sisters? Because
One thing I can say is that doubt is a hell of a motivator. That's a huge motivator. Cause it's like, oh, I mean, I see myself being huge, but other people are some. I don't know. Cause there's different type of people, right? There's people that like, yeah, I can see you doing that, and then once you get up there, once you finally accomplish your dreams, the reason they are motivating you is because either they care about you or it's because they remember they had dreams once, and once you actually get up to fulfilling your dreams and going to top, you know, get up to the top, you see some success, they start changing up on you, like, oh, okay, I see you too good, type shit. And there's other people who just doubt you, like some, you can't do that because they didn't do it, they didn't accomplish their own dreams, and they didn't even try to because they were scared. And you may change their mind, but some damn, like, okay, they may not admit they was wrong, but that's good for you. I'm happy for you. Or there'll be some so I don't care. Maybe I was wrong. There'll be a hater, but still great motivators.
I mean, look, we joke. I mean, I got a brother and sister, and we joke with each other, and I can imagine if the situation were if one of us was in those class, oh, we gonna get them jokes off, Monique. It is what it is.
No one paid enough attention.
Really?
Like no one paid enough attention because though we lived in a household together, we were very individual. So no one even paid attention to what was really going on, and to include my parents. And that's not a victim story. That's not, oh, what was me. It's just what it was. So it wasn't like, oh, you dummy. The jokes were always fat. They were always fat jokes. Well, okay. So I'm so used to that, but
Are
it
you
was
the only one in your family that's
baby the only one that sneaks snacks. I'm the only one that'll sneak them damn snacks, Shannon. I'm
right?
the only one. Yes.
So what would you say your relationship then and now was with your family?
No living being should ever eat processed food for every single meal of their life.
That's a dog. Shut up.
Well, my relationship now with my family, they're my biological family, and I wish them well.
Oh boy.
Well, here's the thing. I watched you do in, I think it was like a little clip, and they were talking about interracial dating.
Yes.
And you said, why would somebody stay where they're miserable?
Right.
That applies everywhere, Shannon. It just doesn't apply to that, especially in our community. We've been taught, take care of your family, make sure. Well, there are some families that deserve it, and there are some families that you have to say, listen, I'm so glad we had this time together. And that's it. That's where I am with mine. I wish all of them the best, but that's what it is. So even as I sit here with you now, with all that's going on in Hollywood and all of the stuff I had to go through, I've already been through it with people that you call your family. And I have to say, you know what? That has to just wash off when I know what I'm standing in and what I'm standing on.
You're absolutely right, Monique. My grandmother used to always tell us, she'd say, son, teeth and tongue may fall out, but family never should. And she stood on that. No matter what transpired in the family, no matter how bad someone had treated you, you should never fall out. But hearing you say that, that's different, because just because we're blood, that doesn't mean we're family through blood. But sometimes it's somebody on the outside that's not blood that's actually closer family
Yes.
than the actual biological.
Factual. Blood does not mean nothing, bruh. On God. Blood. Literally, I could have an uncle who hasn't done anything for me in life, is a drunk, likes to give speeches and shit like that, but hasn't done anything and does nothing but lie, lie, and lie. And then I could have somebody who's a best friend who is always a man of his word, who's always there for me no matter what, who I can go to for a whole lot of advice, and we both bounce off of each other. We both just benefit each other. So I can see more as family than that uncle. And people got to realize that as well. Not all family is good for you because, like Monique said with her family, it downed her because she was big and stuff like that. You can't have that negative energy around you while you're trying to make yourself and stuff like that, because a lot of people, not even just going to be on family, a lot of people, individuals are energy leeches and blood sucking vampires, bro. They thrive off of negativity and they want to take your energy to where you're just moping around, depressed, not want to do anything, lazy. They want you to stay content, so that makes them feel better. And you got to get away from those people. You need to be with people who are always preaching positivity, who no matter what keeps it real with you and want to see you do the best you can. And it's going to be a rare thing, so you got to be attentive and self-aware, or you got to be self-aware with the people you keep around you.
We've been taught to say trauma is okay. We've been taught to say you mistreated me, you abused me, you violated me, you disrespected me, you belittled me, but I'm supposed to look at you at Thanksgiving and say, how you doing, Unc? That's what we've been taught.
We've been, yeah, on God, we've been taught forgive. What would we taught? Forgive and forget. Yeah, we taught that. Forgive and forget. Nope. Forgive, but I'm not gonna forget what you did. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. I ain't gonna go. I ain't gonna go to you about some shit that not. Didn't you just steal from me, or didn't you? Was you talking bad about me, or weren't you talking shit about me behind my back to somebody who you thought was gonna let me know? Mm.
You swallow that pain. That's why people have such a problem with Cat Williams. People have a problem with people that says, I'm going to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell the truth. And that causes a ruckus, and you would say, why are people upset with the truth? When you hear Steve Harvey say, there are repercussions, when you tell the truth.
That is
Now,
fucking
we're never
retarded.
wrong with children.
Oh, that is fucking. Bruh. Repercussions for telling the truth, bruh. This motherfucker's repercussions for everything. There's repercussions for lying, bruh. On God, I remember when I was younger, bruh. My mom would say, "You get in more trouble lying than you would if you just told the truth." At first, I ain't believe it. I'm like, man, what you talking about? If I lie, I don't get a whooping. If I lie, I don't get in trouble. But now, I tell the truth. Like, damn, it's so much easier. You just gotta know when and where to tell the truth. Because that's what the environment also matters as well. Like, I'm not gonna tell the truth at work. I'm fucking lie to get off of work. Who gives a fuck about it? It's a job. I don't give a fuck about that job. But if I'm telling the truth to help a person out, yes, of course. No matter what, I've always said I'd much rather I tell my best friend the truth and he hates me for it for a short period of time or however long, than he respects you for telling him that harsh truth, rather than I tell him a lie and he likes it for right now, but it ruins his life as it goes on and he ends up resenting me for it. Much rather do that. I can take it. I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
What would your grandmother tell you?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth, because if not, there will be what?
Consequences.
Right.
Repercussions.
Uh
Well,
huh.
now it's got turned around. When you tell the truth, there'll be repercussions. So what's the opposite of that? Should I tell a lie
Well,
and get a reward? So that's how we're rolling right now. That's how we're dealing with one another right now. So when it comes to family and people saying, "Oh, Monique, how could you?" Listen, I want to live the rest of this journey that I have in peace. I want to be with my family, in love with my man, he in love with me. We watch our babies grow and develop their own families. I don't need anything in the midst of that, because you family, that I should accept that trauma. I should accept you not taking accountability for what you've done, what you've said, and we just washed the slate. That's why we're in the position we are now as a community, as a black community, as a community in entertainment. Everybody's been so afraid to say, "Look what they did to me. Look what they said." And it's like, "Oh, well, listen now, we don't want to ruffle no feathers, especially if the messenger doesn't fit the what people should think the messenger is supposed to look like."
Right.
And we keep repeating history, Shannon.
Is it a situation, Monique, where people look and say, well, you made it thus far, well, it couldn't have been that bad? Because if it has been as bad as you say it is, Monique, how would you have ever gotten out of B-More? How would you have ever gotten into Hollywood? How would you ever have a talk show? How would you ever be on a sitcom? So how is it that bad, Monique, and you end up like this?
You know, when you first got in the NFL,
Yes, ma'am.
your eyes were like this.
Yes.
And it was, "Oh, I made it. I'm here."
Right.
And then after you start getting in it and you started seeing things and you started feeling things and now your eyes start getting a little closer, because now you're understanding what the business is.
Right.
So when you first walk through the door, you're walking through the door saying, "Come on, baby. Oh, this is all I've ever prayed for." And when my baby Cat Williams sat here and said, "No one's ever gone out to LA and got a sitcom like that." I was in LA for 3 months, and here comes a show called The Paupers. And there we go from there. It took off from there. So
Simulcasting is finally available on Twitch. Just stream as usual and simulcast your stream on Kick. It's like working two jobs at the same time. So don't just limit your stream and your audience to one platform. Start streaming on Kick too.
I'm gonna have to do that.
I think that when people say, "If it was so bad," you mature. You begin to understand what you're dealing with.
Right.
You begin to understand what you're in the midst of. And once you understand it is when you can speak on it.
Right.
But before you really know what you're looking at, how do you speak on that?
Right.
Because when you first walk in the door of Hollywood, you have everybody telling you, "Oh my goodness, you're going to be amazing. Oh my goodness, this is going to be incredible." Well, that's all you know.
That is all you know.
Yes.
But you're so happy to be here.
Yes.
And you're like, okay.
When I listen to your story, you say dirt poor,
Yes.
bathroom outside.
Yes.
It was, we had to make it work however we can make it work.
Correct.
And then you get that first big check.
Yes.
And you think the people that gave it to you was awesome. because they gave it to you. And it's more money than you've ever seen before until you find out this ain't the right money. This ain't the right amount. Wait a minute. If they got this, why am I getting this? Then you start putting the pieces together and you start saying, it's not right and I'm going to speak about it. See, when I saw Taraji broken on those platforms, it was painful to watch. However, Taraji and I had a conversation over a decade ago.
Yes.
In my trailer when I was doing the Monique show. And she said, you got to keep on getting it until your turn comes. And I said, Taraji, most of us die before our turn comes. We got to ask for it right now. Now, I understand that because there was a time I felt the same way.
Exactly.
Because that's what I was told.
Right.
You just keep going and we'll get them the next time. We'll get them the next time. We'll get them the next time. And the next time never comes. And then you see our sister broken, sitting on those platforms. Now, when I said it,
why didn't it get the traction when you said it that when she said it, now all of a sudden everybody is coming? And I don't have a problem. I'm glad.
Yes.
But if you said this a decade ago, and I remember you saying it over a decade ago, why didn't it get the traction? Why didn't it get the support? Why wasn't it propped up when Monique said it?
Tell you exactly fucking why. Because it's the same fucking shit as when Kanye called out the shit about Beyonce and her videos and everything. And Kanye said this. He said it wasn't about it being the right time. Well, he said it wasn't the right time there, or it wasn't the right time now, or he's not in the right time. He's in the right time now. Some fucking shit he said. I don't even remember, but it's literally because they're ahead of the game to where they can peep it. But at that time, everybody else is blinded by something else that was going on. They had tunnel vision. But now when they start seeing the little uh the little similarities and the little inconsistencies that are going on in the in Hollywood or in whatever that they're doing, that's when they start waking up and they they had to open their mind up to being aware. That's really all it is. It's about being aware.
I think there's a few reasons why. Number one, it was the messenger. I should just be grateful I got invited to the party. You a big fat black woman. How dare you be the one? And then on top of that, you're saying names. You're saying Oprah's name out loud. You're saying Tyler's name out loud. You're saying Lee's name out loud. You're saying Lionsgate out loud.
Damn,
That's not
that was a decade ago. That was like 2013, 2014 when she called him out on Breakfast Club. Damn, I was going fast, bro. That is fucking crazy.
what we do. We say they. We say the people. We say the studio. We say the producers. How dare you actually say our heroes' names?
Yeah, on God, that's the biggest thing. On God, people like to call out the truths, but not the individuals. Like, nah, I'm not even gonna say it. But that's what they had a problem with. They were problem with people calling out the individuals and shit like that, especially the ones who are loved in Hollywood. Oh, you've done so much, but you doing so much, you also hurt people. I don't care about your accolades. Yeah, you did what you did start to put black people on and stuff like that. But how? What else have you done to hurt black people? Is that mountain? How is that mountain of the people that you've helped versus people that you've hurt?
These are our heroes. How could you say their names out loud? Because they're the ones that did it. And if I don't say it out loud, now you see a woman that is swallowing that pain, that is so stressed out. Then you see our sister Taraji P. Henson sit on that platform. And I love that baby because she's a beautiful spirit. But to see her that broken, what our community was saying was, we have a hard time, some of us, we have a hard time
Jalen, I don't know if you're listening,
seeing
but
a
Kyrie is here.
strong black woman with a back straight and a chin up and a strong black man standing by her side. We have a hard time accepting that.
Oh
But
God.
we can accept seeing a black woman broken.
Yeah.
Now it's really serious because
Mhm.
she's falling apart. Our community had a hard time with those two things. And when I would hear people say, why is her husband there? Why is he there? It's a sad day when we're questioning why a black man would stand with his black woman.
Yeah.
So when you hear black women saying we're the most undervalued, disrespected, underserved, mistreated, violated, exploited, we get all of that. Then you see a black man standing with his black woman saying, not on my watch. And you hear some black men saying, why her husband gotta be there? We're in a sad state of affairs
Mhm.
when we begin to question black love and black unity. So they didn't want to hear me, some of them, because of what I look like, because I spoke about their heroes, and because they saw that man standing right there strong.
Did they question the validity, the because we had never seen this before, not so public, not so present.
Yes.
Did they question you and his relationship?
Me and my husband?
Yes.
When you say question,
What is like?
I'm tired of all these ads.
Because they did, but I want to understand what you
Because okay, did they think that was your husband, or what was he, your manager? Because he's been everything. He's your lover. He's your manager. He's
Name
your
'em.
confidant.
Name 'em.
He's the father.
Come on, name them.
Whatever he's all encompassing.
Yes.
He's a
One thing that I do remember from, because I did watch the interview, is when, because the her husband was on the phone during the Breakfast Club interview, and I remember that she was allowing him to speak, and she would like calm down. And she's very subservient to her uh her husband, and I don't think a lot of people like that as well. Because I bet even at that time, like people, it's been put in the black community that black women, they need to be more independent and stuff like that, not depend on a man, and that's not how it works. And that's because of the feminist thing, but they really rocked it on to the black cultures. Man, it's a history lesson, but they essentially, but that ruined, not ruined, but it kind of that's where the disconnect came from. It really started in the 1960s after the civil rights movement, everything, when they started putting welfare into the black households. For every kid that a black woman had, they give them, food stamps and stuff like that, and pretty much with all that, welfare, food stamps, everything, the women had no need for a man, and so pretty much the woman was like, "There's no use for you here," and the man would, he'd be like, "You know what? I guess I don't need to be here," and that's where it formulated, that's where it snowballed to today, where there's that disconnect of that some women, that that manosphere and the feminism and everything, people be going back and forth about toxic masculinity and stuff like that, and stuff like that. That's where this that comes from. Excuse me. And it's crazy how much that it snowballed.
toolbox with all the tools that Monique needs.
All of them.
And so when I heard people saying that, why is he there? Why does he have to be in every interview? Why does he have to be in the background? Why can't Monique do that? Why not?
Why not? Why not? And that, when you see, and these are my sisters, but when you see Taraji, when you see Viola, when you see our sisters speaking out, you never see that representation sitting right there with them. You never see them saying, listen, we got to fight together.
Right.
My husband is also my manager, which is my representation.
Right.
But again, we've been so beat down that some of us have a problem with this black man saying, I'm standing right here strong and I will not flinch and I will not budge.
I didn't even know
But the
Viola
sad state
was
of
speaking out
affairs
against
we
it
are
either.
now in, where you have people that look like you and I that would question why this man is standing there, that for the life of me is disheartening. When we heard Brother Malcolm say, we've been run amok, we've been hoodwinked, we're now doing it to ourselves. We're now doing it to ourselves. So when you said, Monique, it was different because we had never seen that before, you said their names. Let me say this, I'm not the first one.
Right.
I'm not the first one, but we get washed away in history so easily that we start thinking, oh, this is the first one, this is the first one. Her name is Claudette Colvin. And she's not the first one, but she was before Rosa Parks. But because Claudette Colvin did not fit the picture that they thought she should look like, she was dark-skinned and she had coarse hair. And because the organization, I believe it was the NAACP, did not think she would be accepted by the white people, they had to get somebody that they said the white people could accept. We keep repeating the same thing because what I said
I didn't even know that.
is no different
History lesson.
than what
Claudette
everyone else is
Colvin.
saying. Not at all.
Right.
Shout out
It was the
Claudette.
messenger. And it was the way that I'm not putting my head down. I'm not shedding one tear. I'm not going to say, I don't want to say their name because I might get in trouble. I'm going to say all of it.
Right.
Because when you really think about that little girl coming behind you, what I don't ever want that baby to see is me broken. I don't want her to see me falling apart. And I understand it. I understand how it can happen, Shannon, when you may not have a foundation at home, when you may not have that man at home or that woman at home, whomever, that support person saying you're not crazy. I got you. Come on. We're going to go through this. We're going to get through this. So for us, if we start taking things for what they are and get out of our emotions, we will be so far along.
That is the biggest thing. A lot of people just be within their emotions, and that's why I don't like to be in my emotions in certain situations shit like that, especially when it comes to anger, especially anger because anger is just an emotion that is just very, very just not productive. Whenever you're in any type of situation, for at least for me, emotions they cloud your judgment, and so you may think that thinking off your emotions, that first action you do is the best one, but it's really not because it's the most impulsive, and that's why I make myself comfortable being uncomfortable just so I can put my emotions in check and also make sure I'm self-aware to where I think about why I'm feeling a certain way and how am I gonna move because that's helps me become more calculated, but it also helps me better in my control of my emotions as well. So yeah, that's what a lot of people need to work on, just their emotions stuff like that, and they're not willing to stay in check of their emotions and check themselves about it, which is also the problem. That's self accountability.
Do you believe punishment? Punishment is not only meant for the perpetrator, but it's also to deter others from said acts.
You see it.
Do you believe the punishment that was bestowed upon Monique was not only to punish you,
You saw it.
but to deter others from saying what you said?
Well, Shannon, see here, and I'm going to answer that. But sometimes we act like we don't know our history. See, back in the day when they had us in chains, they would beat one real good.
Right. But in front of the others,
In front of the others, and they let everybody know what you don't want is that type of ass whooping. So what they said was, we're going to beat Monique really good. We're going to sit her down. And I made it public. Financially, my family took a hit, Shannon. And when I tell you we took a hit, we took a hit. So when you see our sister go through that, you see her go through, and we act like our eyes didn't see what it saw when we watched that promotion happen with the color purple.
Right.
We wanted to act like we didn't see how Oprah Winfrey treated Taraji. In my humble opinion, when you saw her walk up, you saw that there was tension. You saw that there was something happening. And then when you see Taraji write her a love letter, it's like, listen, We got to stand tall and stand strong on what we know. We know you were mistreated. We know it wasn't right. We know it was unfair. And then you turn around and say, oh, but Lady O handled it. I have a problem with that.
Heads up, home
Damn it.
contractors.
These
You could be
motherfucking
saving
ads,
money
bro,
with
be
the
pissing me
discount
off 'cause they
from
be
Small
coming at the
Business Tax
worst
Credit.
times.
I have a problem
I
with that
swear.
because that allows Lady O to keep on doing what she's doing, and we're in a position of, I don't want to say nothing because we saw how Monique got whooped. Now, again, that's just my humble opinion, but I don't know what else to, I don't know how else to frame that.
Nah, that's
It's like,
facts.
listen, you,
That is totally facts. And it's like back when the shit with the situation with Jesus dying on the cross, him getting whipped and everything. Like people when they see that, they see all the pain and turmoil and stuff like that. They learn. It's like, oh no, like I don't want to do that. Like for another example is whenever I know y'all seen those dog videos where the dog would be going for like a treat or something like that, and then the other person in the room, they'd have like a little puppet, and then they go for the treat, and then they would just the hand would just beat the puppet and stuff like that. And so they try to give it to the dog again. He don't want to have it because he saw we're visual learners, and so we like, okay, pain. We associate that. He was like, yeah, I don't think I want to go through that because a lot of people are cowards. That's really what it is. People are cowards and they see something like, what? I'm not willing to stand and die for something that's right. Nope. They'd rather be comfortable and cool with what's wrong and go on about their life. And that's the problem with society, honestly.
you better fix that because you saw what they did to her. You saw how they treated her.
Is it a situation, do you believe it's a situation that Oprah might have faced something similar that maybe wasn't as public as you? And she's looking at it, well, if I faced that, went through it, and came out on the other side and look at me, it should be okay. Because sometimes we get that with parents. I struggle. You say my kids should have to struggle sometimes also. Do you think that might be something going on with her? Or you just like, there's a disconnect?
There's a disconnect.
Okay.
There's a disconnect, and there's been a disconnect for years. There's a disconnect. And I think what happens is we place people on these pedestals and we say, oh no, you can't do no wrong. We don't even want to hear it.
Right.
And when you hear cats say, you know what they do? They don't say anything and they act like it didn't happen. I'm going to keep talking until you take accountability.
Right.
Until you say, Uncle, I've done this. That's why it was so important. From Oprah Winfrey to Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels. Now, Lee Daniels was the only one I had to deal with. Did you see Lee Daniels apologize? He walked out on that stage. Not only did he apologize on stage, that man apologized to our children. That man apologized to our children and said, I need to apologize for what I put y'all through. He's the only one I had to deal with. However, it became a problem with Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, that I wouldn't do something and work for free. Now, when you say, well, maybe Oprah feels like she came through it, why can't you? Right. Well, there's a story with Oprah Winfrey when she was on the show, People Are Talking. Richard Sher was making $55,000. She was making $22,000. These are her words. It was her co-host. She said, I had to leave because they wasn't paying me fairly. Now you say a black woman who did nothing wrong, and you're in the midst of this situation because she called me, Tyler Perry called me, Lionsgate called. When you were on the phone with my husband, you said, I agree with Monique. I agree with the position she's taking. But when it came time to say it out loud, Oprah Winfrey went totally silent. Now, to Tyler Perry's credit, Tyler Perry called us up, right? And he said, I can see the pain in you and I can hear it. And I want to let you know that I would never do nothing to hurt you. But the conversation kept going on. Only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with. He lied. Only for Tyler Perry to admit I was wrong. And when my movie Boo come out, I'm going to say that, right? Now, here's where, when you did that interview with Kat, I could respect how you do it. Because Kat said, you let them people lie in your face. And your response was, Cat, I don't know if they're lying or not.
Right.
Because I can only take them at their word.
At the word.
Right?
And that's what Charleston White has said too. And that also goes with lies versus the truth. It's not about what you say, it's about what you can make people believe. That's all it is. And when you have the receipts and then when you have the details, stuff like that, and you tell somebody the whole hard facts and the truth and they get uncomfortable, that's when you know like okay, that's the truth. But when it's something that makes you feel good or makes you at feel at ease and stuff like that, or is I wouldn't say more of a positive reaction or something like that, but something that anybody can believe. That's how you know it's kind of a lie or something like that. Honestly, but it's not about what you say; it's about what you can make people believe. That's really all it is.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio
Mm-hmm.
of Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying? What did you hear that man saying?
He said it.
What did he say?
Is Monique, you know you're not supposed to be recording people.
No, 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 no. Let me back up.
Okay.
Everything we did was legal. And here's where a black woman really gets the kick in the ass. Had I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that.
Right.
Well, now I have him on audio, which it is legal to do where we live.
Right.
Okay? We have him on audio. And do you know what some people then said? Why would you record him? Just like you sat there and said, you know it's illegal to do. But did you hear?
Yeah, and Shannon Sharpe, he heard it as well, and he didn't even say it. I mean, I applaud Shannon Sharpe and everything, but sometimes you gotta people are not comfortable being uncomfortable, man. That's why I try to. Uh,
Hear what the man
hmm.
said. I
did.
violated you.
Yeah.
I mistreated you.
Yeah.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars
Yeah.
over a lie and a rumor?
Is he gonna make he's gonna compensate you for that?
I want you to look in your camera.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to Tyler Perry because you heard what that man said. So ask him, will he compensate my family for that?
Tyler, will you come on Club Shay Shay and let's have a conversation about the fair compensation for what transpired between you and Monique? You can sit right here, and she's sitting right here, and you and I can have a conversation.
And we'll do you one better. And give me 5 on that, baby.
On God,
I'll
that's
give you
dope.
one
I
better,
like that.
Shay. My
I like that. I like how you called out Tyler Perry and you already know if he does it, if Tyler Perry does it, is willing to sit down one on one. That's gonna be some good numbers. Only thing I respect about Shannon Sharpe, bro. He is that man. He is great at what he says, and he's very eloquent and elegant at what he says and how he says it and everything. He's very calculated with his words, and so that's I admire that. That's dope. Like that's yeah.
husband and I'll sit right next to him.
Oh,
See,
that would be
with this whole
so, bruh.
situation,
That would break the
and
internet.
some of the people that Kat talked about, ironically, I have issues with those same people. There were people that reached out to Tyler Perry on my behalf,
Okay.
and I was grateful for that. Okay? There was Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights leader.
Yeah.
I sent him that audio. He listened to it. He said, baby, what that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter, and we're going to have to get him to fix that.
Right.
My inspiration's just flowing, coming.
I do not care about this. I care about Monique.
We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet. I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him. Okay? Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
Okay? Who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I told her what happened, sent her the audio. Now, I don't know if she listened to that audio or not. But however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Monique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine.
Right.
While we're on the phone, Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
And then Monique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
Look in the goddamn camera.
I thought that was a stage the way you.
Look in the camera.
Yes.
Because you heard it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when you hear what this man is saying, so I said, Stephanie, tell Tyler Perry, never will I meet with him without my husband. And I owe no apology, so I'm not going to give one. That goes away. Kevin Hart. Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yeah.
So did Mike Epps. Mike Epps did that too.
His podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, you're like my mother, you're like my aunt, you're like my sister. Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler. Appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever.
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. Now, let me say that before we go any further because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, here you go. We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, brother, we appreciate you with some interest on top because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, I got you. I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce, I'll partner with you. I said, good shit, Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right? And what's
Facts.
that?
Yeah.
We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive use. They was like, oh, this is incredible because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by. We get a call from Endemol. Endemol says, we just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky. And Dave Becky said, Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique. So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship after something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again. So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up, because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh, man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue because that is your voice on that audio. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her and she had recorded it? That's you on tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
But what do you want an apology for?
when Doug and Andre came to TurboTax.
Man, it's just crazy. I'm gonna pause it because that my thing is like when Kevin said you like his mother. When Kevin said you're like my mother, your mother passed away. Rest her soul. You said you compared her to your mom, but you treat her like this. And there's a reason they say you gotta be why you take. Oh, let me formulate it right. There's a reason that people say be a man of your word. You can't just say something, say it's miscommunication, and have uh. That's why you want to deal with business 101. That's why I like 50. 50 said that he doesn't want no middleman because that it takes away from the miscommunication. I'd rather talk to the boss 1 on 1, me and him. So everything that we talk about, everything that we've written out and stuff like that, that's what's going to happen. So I think, in my opinion, and in the future, that's how I want to run business 1 on 1 with the boss. And if I can't get it, well, that means that you don't have enough respect for me and what I've done to you don't trust me to where we can make money together, and I don't want to be in business with somebody who don't trust me. I think Kevin and Monique should have had that already done. It should have had it already face to face because they had the deal. They were talking to each other, and I think that was wrong.
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when
And
Lee Daniels
I wish Monique would drop the tape too. I wish she would drop the tape of Tyler Perry. I mean, she probably could have already done it. But I wish she would have. But I mean, I guess that would have taken away her leverage or whatever.
says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby, and listen here.
Yeah.
However, I
This
was
is really
offered
good.
that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbot I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability? Because, oh, it's the great Tyler Perry? No, you've got to be accountable for that. Oprah Winfrey, you've got to.
Yeah. Just because you got status, fame, and money, you're still a human, bro. No matter what religion you believe in, bro. All the fame, all the riches and everything. You're still a human being. There's no one above God. No one. Not even Jesus. Jesus is part man. Like, he's not above God and he knows that. No matter how rich and famous you are, bro. No matter what you think, no one is a God or above God. Don't be serving these false idols. Don't be thinking that they're above everybody because they're not. They're just like you. They just got more accolades. That's really what it is.
Be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
No.
Why would there
No.
be?
But I thought there was an apology. I read what there that I thought I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology. That's not correct.
No. No.
The only person that's given you an
You
apology.
saw it. It's Lee Daniels. That's the only person. So we are in a place where we're too afraid to call them for what it is. We're too afraid to say if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, what is it, Shannon? It's a duck.
Right.
So again, you see the struggle of the black woman as I'm sitting here talking to you, and you say, Mogul, why would you record him? But you heard the man violate me. The first thing wasn't, I can't believe that cat did that to you.
No.
It's why would you do it? And we understand it because we've been conditioned that way.
Because when you had to get somehow, because when you're telling people these are lies, nobody is believing Monique. So now, even though you have him record his voice, and that's him, and he's saying he made it up, now it's no longer, oh man, I can't believe he lied on Mo. Mo, why'd you record him? So now they're putting the onus back on you.
Where's the win? How do we win? How does a black woman win when you say, here he is right here? And I look to the community and say, how long do we allow us to keep being exploited, used up, taken advantage of, and because we think somebody can give us an opportunity, we just say, shh, I'm not going to say nothing. If we keep operating like that, Shannon, you're going to have a whole lot of us sitting right here in this same seat, almost telling the same story.
Yeah. And then
Filing your tax return is
what else they
conducted
gonna
by
do?
Free Tax USA.
I mean, if everybody's telling a
First
very
off,
consistent,
there are no extra fees for premium.
Why do you
for everybody, you're gonna have several artists or artists, entertainers, and stuff like that telling similar to the same story, and nothing's getting done. Like, I think the world's gonna steer. Maybe they won't because they're too fucking retarded in television and don't want to see common similarities that are affecting people and the thing. It's just gonna be new sheep because people are like, oh well, that sucks, but if I were to get up there, I wouldn't do that. I'd do whatever I can to get a lot of money. It's not about the money. It's about having respect for yourself and your moral values and not succumbing to the evils that comes with Hollywood and you know make it to where the people who come after you, who get big, they are treated how they need to be treated. And they getting the right amount of money and they getting the right amount of respect because of the hard work they're putting in. That's literally what it's all about.
think Tyler is afraid to meet with you and your husband? Why does it need to be you one on one when he meet with other representatives and their client? What is it about you that he feels it needs to be just you and he? Does he think your husband is some kind of negative influence on you?
I think Tyler thinks that he'll probably be able to manipulate Monique by herself and that her husband, with him being a strong masculine male figure, that they're just going to be combative because he understands the business and that's her manager. So he's not going to be able to run one over on her husband, but he thinks that he may be able to run one over on Monique. That's what I think. I think he's using it as a manipulation type thing.
He thinks the husband is saying things that Monique probably wouldn't say if I just had an opportunity to talk to her one on one. What do you think that is?
Let me say
Excuse
this. People better be glad my husband is by my side. Because there are people in Hollywood that know wherever you act up is where I show up. People know in Hollywood, baby, Shannon, and I don't say it with a badge of honor, it's just what it is. Well, I've had to say, who you think you talking to? And we sitting there with the president of the studio or my patience level is not going to allow. I've been molested. I've been violated.
I
So
didn't even
the
know that.
moment I see you trying to do it, we're going to have to address it. My husband is nothing but a gentleman. And you know why people have a problem with my husband? Because he's right to it. There's no we're going to dance around the bush.
Hmm.
He's right to it. And people like Tyler Perry, people like Oprah Winfrey, they look at my husband and say, how dare you be so direct?
Yeah.
How dare you not put your eyes down when you're talking to me? How dare you do that? My husband is also my manager. Why would he want to exclude my management? It's like, Tyler, you should want my husband to be there.
Hmm.
You may want him to be sitting right there so that way we can have a conversation that everyone can be heard. But I appreciate you, Shannon, because most people are too afraid that's heard the tape. They're too afraid to say, no, I heard it, and this is what he said. I appreciate T.S. Madison because T.S. Madison was the first one to say, no, I heard what he said. So when folks were trying to jump on her, she not down for the black woman, listen, baby, y'all don't even understand the fights that sister be having when ain't nobody watching for the black woman.
Right.
So I appreciate you looking in that camera.
Right. Well, I mean, look, sometimes there are some black people, some, not all, some, that my grandfather used to say, Mo, is that if you're not careful, you'll become the very thing you despise the most in a person. Now, what do we despise most about Trump supporters, ex-President Trump, is that no matter what he says, no matter what he does, they
They
give him an
follow.
out.
Hmm.
There's some
Give him
people
out.
in our community, no matter what powerful black people say or do in our community, we'll give them an out.
And we can't.
And we become the very thing we despise the most. What we despise most about
I
President
didn't even think
Trump's
about it like that. That is
ex-president
crazy.
supporters is that no matter what he does or says, it's okay.
Yes.
We can't do that. We can't. If somebody's wrong, like you said, Mo, if somebody's wrong, we have to be man or woman enough to say they're wrong, regardless of what comes along with that.
They don't know, they don't understand what them saying I'm sorry will mean for them. See, when I read the
Because
other
that's
day,
not for you. And I'm sorry, it's not for the person that you offended. It's for you.
Yeah.
Because currently you're in hostage. Your feelings.
And that's where I had to check myself on. I'm honestly, I don't even want to say I'm sorry anymore because it doesn't mean anything. Because people just say that and I even mean it. Honestly, I'm changing my words because words mean a lot. I'm changing it to forgive me and then saying why I would want to be forgiven. I'm not saying I'm sorry no more because forgive me is, I feel like that's more, it's not just for me. I generally want the other person to take what I said or my actions, and if they want to forgive me, they will. If they not, that's cool. That's your prerogative, but it's not for me. I'm sorry is more selfish. Forgive me is selfless.
Because you have to live with that.
you gotta
Knowing
live with that.
what you've done.
So when you see a woman say, me turning 70, I'm so happy because I've never hurt anyone, stop it.
Simulcasting is finally available on Twitch. Just stream as usual and simulcast your stream on Kick. It's like working two jobs at the same time. So don't just limit your stream and your audience to one platform.
Stop it. Because there's a black woman that has been calling your name for over a decade that you seem to want to make go away. And I know I'm not the only one.
Would you sit if Oprah called Mo today, would you sit
Wait,
down
is
and have
Oprah
a
70?
conversation with her?
Let me tell you what I'll do if Oprah called me today, Shannon Sharpe. We will sit down and have a conversation with Oprah Winfrey.
Hold
We
on.
will sit down and have a conversation with.
Is Oprah 70? Hold on, bro. Yeah. Jesus, Oprah is fucking. Why do they have money? Oh, because she's right there. Oprah is 70 years old. That is crazy. I did not know that she was 70 years old. Damn. What the fuck? Nah, that's crazy. Wow.
Tyler Perry.
Old
We
as
will sit
hell.
down and have a conversation with the presidents
Old
of
as hell.
Lionsgate. We will sit down and have a conversation with anyone that is,
She
I'm
look
going to
good
say,
for
brave
70.
enough to sit down and have a conversation. But what happens is within seconds, if Tyler Perry was to sit right here, you would say, man, I heard you. What you trying to tell me about this sister? Within seconds, Oprah Winfrey would know that people would say, hold up. See, when I speak about Oprah Winfrey, and let me be clear, I love that sister because she's our sister. She just got to come back across the street. We got the light on. When I speak about Oprah Winfrey, I speak about that woman because she's spoken about me. And when you begin to speak about me privately, I'm going to speak about you publicly. You've been unfair. You've been unjust. And you watched a black woman be thrown under the bus, and you said nothing. And here's what's interesting as well. My husband was saying to me, after I won the Oscar award, right? And she had the people come, to talk to the Oscar winners. And I go on the stage and I talk to the Oscar winners. Well, when we go to a commercial, the people in the audience, and I say this humbly, as my husband was telling me, he said, Mama, they wasn't screaming Oprah. They was screaming Monique. Right? So much so, I had to say, y'all gonna shut that shit up now. We get ready to go back on the air. We having fun, right? He said, but I watched Oprah. He said, and I watched her almost turning her seat like they screaming her name. Now, some people will say, oh, Monique, you're reaching. Well, let me tell you what then happens. The movie The Butler, that movie was offered to me. Lee Daniels came out and said, I did offer Monique the Butler. But as he said to me, he said, Mo, at the time I didn't have no power and I didn't have no money. So when Oprah said she wanted it, so who played the lead role in The Butler? Oprah Winfrey. Lee Daniels was getting ready to do a biopic on Richard Pryor, and he offered me the grandmother. Who then calls Lee Daniels and says, I want to be the grandmother. So, as you're looking at me, it's the same way I'm looking at that sister. And I'm saying, Why don't we sit down and have a conversation? Because the way things could look, it may not be that way, but just the way things look, Oprah.
Yeah.
Just the way you would have my family on your show, Oprah.
One might say, Mo, well, I mean, if the role is they're looking for a black, um,
Big, go ahead and say it. Shannon's so careful with his words. He want to say fat black woman. If the role looking for a fat black woman, Mo, he was like,
but I want to keep my podcast, Mo. Y'all ain't finna cancel
this
me.
why we love you, Uncle Shay Shay, because we want you to say it, a fat black woman. Now, me and Oprah fit the damn description. Fat black. Don't we
I
say
can say that Monique has lost
I'll be
weight.
right back in the big. I'll be your neighbor up there where you live at.
Listen here, listen here, listen here. So, are you lying?
No.
Now I'm not gonna have your big ass sitting here and you scared to say shit.
Okay.
And I want to excuse myself for any of the babies that might be watching this, because I wasn't gonna say no spicy things. But Shay Shay get me wrong now. Come on, Shay.
One might say, or people might say, well, Mo, I mean, the role calls for a heavy-set black woman. You, Oprah, y'all fit the role.
Yes.
How do we know that she wasn't offered the role at long, and people think that she's better, more qualified than you?
It don't work like that, Shannon. You can't offer me. Once you say, I want you.
Right.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I don't have the money to fund a production.
Right.
I don't have the connections to go to the studio and say, listen, I want to do this movie. She does. So when Lee says, hey, baby, she got the money, go get it. But someone would just say, how is that working out like that? How is that happening like that? How is it that things that was offered to Monique, you seem to be playing? Now, I told Oprah about that. See, everything we're saying to you right now.
You was having a conversation with her.
Listen here. I don't play the behind the back. I don't play the I'ma share with Shannon. There's one thing I will share with you that I've not shared with anybody. But I don't play the behind the back and all of that. I say, listen, let me try to get to you first. Now, if you avoid me, okay. But I tried to be respectful. I tried to call you first. When she had my family on her show, I tried to call you first. I tried to talk to you privately, but then you became the great mighty Oprah Winfrey, and you were too busy to talk. Well, now I'm going to talk about it. This woman has overstepped with me in so many ways that somebody would say, if we wasn't Monique and Oprah Winfrey in the entertainment business, and we was Monique and Oprah Winfrey that worked at Costco, I see you in the break room. I see you at your cash register. Because she's overstepped.
If you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead.
No, I'd rather call a human than AI.
So, I don't know, Monique. This might be the term crossing of the Rubicon. We might be going too far. If you feel that way, because clearly if you feel this way. Now, I get why you feel this way. I don't know, like I said, I don't know this. I'm taking you at your word. Now, not the Tyler, because I've listened to the audio.
Yes.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about Oprah.
Yes.
I'm just taking you at your word.
Yes.
If you feel this way, is it possible she feels the exact same way about you?
How could she? How could she? What have I taken from Oprah? When did I have Oprah's mother and father on my show? When did I have anybody come and speak about Oprah Winfrey on the Monique show? That's never happened, so how could she feel that way?
Would you have done that?
Had her family on?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how we operate. When we had the Monique show, there was a comedian on there. And he was trying to joke T.I.'s wife, Tiny. My husband walked out in the middle of his set. He said, cut. He said, brother, we don't do that here. We uplift our folks. We don't play that. So no, I would not have done that. When Oprah Winfrey had my family, and I'll tell y'all, and I'm looking around, baby, because there are people here.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't want to be rude to the people at Shay Shay's club. You got other people in the club, right? When Oprah Winfrey called me up, and she said, I got a call from your brother. And this is after I won the Oscar award, right? And your brother wants to come on the show, and he wants to apologize to you for molesting you. And he wants to tell other people how to look out for a predator.
Right.
I said, Oprah, I said, I don't want anything to do with that cat. I said, but, and then she said, well, if you want me to scratch the show, I will scratch it. I said, sis, don't scratch it because he could be a different person. And I don't want to get in the way if that cat is a different person. I just don't want no parts of it.
Right.
Okay? When I hung up that phone, Shannon, I was like, I appreciate that sister. Like, she didn't have to call me. She didn't have to call me and say, I'm going to have your brother.
Right.
I started seeing commercials with my mother and my father and my other brother who used to be my manager, who knew the fear that I had with the brother that was up on stage, right? We never talked about my mother being there.
She never told you that.
You know how you feel about your grandparents?
Yes, absolutely.
You know the honor and how you speak about them? Imagine you then seeing your granddaddy and your grandmama on a show, and they're talking about somebody that violated you, and that woman didn't tell you that they were going to be there. How would you feel?
I would feel like you felt betrayed.
That is exactly how I felt and how I feel. And it's not, oh, I'm in a, no, I understand it. But you betrayed me, sister. And I'm not the only one.
Because at the time when she called you, she said it was just your brother.
Just my brother. And when my mother was on that show, do you know what I had to deal with, Shannon?
What's that?
I would be in the store, and I would have elderly women coming up to me, and they would say, your mama ain't shit. Wow. Now, they wasn't lying, Shannon. They wasn't lying, baby. Sometimes you gotta let the truth be the goddamn truth. Sometimes you got to just go with it, but still, it's my mother.
It's your mom.
And I'm in here, and because when she went, I'm having to defend something, and I got that often with them telling me what my mother wasn't, because you did not tell me. Had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mama, I'd have said, shut that shit down. I don't need nobody seeing my mama be greedy. I don't need the world seeing. Shut it down. Now there's a white woman.
Well, that's about a good time to stop it because it just ruined the vibe for me. Not really, but I'm definitely gonna be watching. I'm definitely gonna be watching the rest of this on my own. I enjoyed being able to uh, react to this with you guys. I appreciate you guys for coming and stopping in for the mukbang and everything. I think I'm gonna have more things like this. Yeah, I usually don't like eating in front of people, but man, I had to get stuff done because I also got other stuff I need to do. That's why I'm like stopping it right now. But um, yeah, I appreciate y'all. Mm, I'm gonna start doing it more consistently, the live streaming stuff. But thank y'all. It's the Real Nykel. Follow me on Kick. I may have to start doing the fucking multi-stream, but follow me on Kick, on YouTube. Follow Joking Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube as well. We appreciate y'all and the Real Nykel. I'm out.